Hey y'all, it's Miss A. Now that STAR testing is over, we are going to go back and look at some things that we had to skip because of all the craziness of starting school late and then the ice storm that we got and school having to be shut down for a week. We didn't have the chance to get to any of the financial literacy stuff. So we're going to look at a couple topics from there, and then we're also going to begin looking at some 7th grade material. Leading up for these last, 4.5 weeks now of school left. So that's what we're going to be doing. School is not over. If it was over, if they didn't want us to do any more learning, they would stop it after the STAR test. But we're not. We still have 4.5 weeks, so we still have to do some work. So today we're going to be looking at checking accounts, balancing a checkbook, determining if something is a deposit or withdrawal, and knowing the difference between those. This unit is very important. This is stuff you're going to use when you grow up. You always ask, when am I ever going to use this? When am I going to have to find the area of a triangle or whatever? But when it comes to checking account and money, this is something you're going to use a lot. So very important. So in this first section up here at the top, it says, tell whether each represents a deposit or a withdrawal from a checking account. So first of all, let's talk about what a deposit and a withdrawal is. A deposit is you putting money into your banking account, your checking account. It could be savings account, checking account, whatever. So deposit is putting money in. So that's basically adding money. A withdrawal is taking money out, whether it be you spending it or taking it out of an ATM. Withdrawal is taking money out or subtracting money from your account. So deposit is putting in or adding. Withdrawal is taking out or subtracting. So number 1 says paying an online subscription bill. Because you are paying a bill, that is a withdrawal. Because you're taking money out. Receiving a check for a graduation present. So when you receive a check, it's different from writing a check. When you receive or get a check, that is a deposit. So if it said you wrote a check for a graduation present, that means you were giving it to somebody, so it'd be withdrawal. Using a debit card for a restaurant meal. So your debit card is your little plastic card you get with your checking account, and it's basically like cash. You swipe it and money comes out of your banking account. So using a debit card is a withdrawal. And then taking money from an ATM, obviously that is a withdrawal as well. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to determine the balance for each checking account, for the checking account below. There's supposed to be more, but I took one off. The opening balance is $894.55. So that's what they have in their bank account at the beginning of the month or whatever. So this is, you can see here we've got check number. This is if they wrote a check. Here is the date. Y'all's parents might have one of these. Here's the date of when that transaction occurred. Transaction is like, what did you do? You paid the rent, utility bill, paycheck, whatever it may be. And then withdrawal. So remember, withdrawal is taking money out. So this is anytime you spent money or subtracted money. So the withdrawal amount goes here. You can notice these are blank because it wasn't a withdrawal, it was a deposit. So it's either, you're going to put one number in one of the columns, not both of the columns. Light turned off. So now all we want to do is we want to figure out how much does this person have at the end of the month after all of these withdrawals and all these deposits. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to begin with the balance of $894.55. And the first thing that happens is a withdrawal. So we know that withdrawal is taking money out. So we're going to subtract the 575.00. Remember, we have to line up decimals when we add and subtract. So we're going to subtract here. 5 minus 0 is 5. 5 at the borrow. Decimal comes down. That's a 9, a 1, and then a 3. So one category that's, or column that's missing here would be balance. That is when you're balancing a checkbook, after you make a withdrawal, you put what your ending balance is. So you always know how much money you have in your account. So if this was the balance, then right here, after the withdrawal of $575, the balance was $319.55. Okay, now we're going to take that number and we're going to apply this transaction, which was another withdrawal. So we're going to take this money out, 117.91 minus 117.91. All right, 5 minus 1 is 4, 15, 8, that's a 6, 1, 201.64. So after this transaction, he only has $201.64. And then the next thing we're going to do is, that's our balance now, but then they made a deposit of $960. So a deposit is adding money to that amount. So we're going to take his balance of 201.64 and we're going to add the 960. So you can see here that was his paycheck. So $960 we're adding. 4, 6, 1, 6, and 11. So $1,161.64. And then for the last part, just to save time on the video, we're going to use our handy dandy little calculator here. Okay. So now his balance is $1,161.64. So 1161.64. And then he made a withdrawal, so minus 275.97. So now he has 885.67. 885.67. So then after that, he makes another deposit of 325. So deposit is adding. So we're going to add 325. You could put 0.00 if you wanted to. You get 1,210.67, 1,210.67, and then the final thing that he does for this month is makes a withdrawal of $35. So minus $35. So 1175 is his ending balance. So 1175.67. That is his ending balance. Now I did want to bring something up real quick here, is when we got to this balance right here of 1210.67, and then we make this withdrawal, make sure you include those decimals when you are subtracting it. Don't put the 35 here, because that'll be 35 cents. You have to put the 35.00. Okay. So on the calculator, I just put in minus 35, but make sure when you're doing it by hand, which you will have to do on a test in school, is make sure you line up the decimals and add the zeros if you need to. Okay. But his ending balance is $1,175.67. So it's just adding and subtracting, knowing when to add and knowing when to subtract. So anytime it's a withdrawal, subtract that amount. Anytime it's a deposit, make sure you add that amount. And the column up here will always tell you which one it is, because it doesn't tell you negative or minus or plus here. You have to look at the column that it's in. All right, and then again, I said like this balance was missing over here, so it'll be every time we make a transaction, either withdrawal or deposit, put your current balance over here to the side, so you always know how much money is in your checking account. All right, if y'all have any questions over any of this, make sure you let me know. Y'all have a great day, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.